In this particular lesson, let's create another form, maybe for a user, for a customer, to order flowers online. So basically there's a website, and then the customer can actually put in their orders online and submit. So let's put in a heading first. Let's say heading 3, heading 2, online flower order. Okay, so below that, we'll start the form. So form, I need to give it a name. So because this is for ordering, right? It's for ordering. So I put it as order form. Okay, and then we close it. Okay, the first thing is I need to know who is my customer. What is the customer's name? So I put a paragraph and I put in name, and I put in my input tag. Close it before I forget. Now for the name, I need a text box. So the type will be text. I need to give a name for it. So this will be cast name. Okay, just short forms. And then maybe I can put size as 50. Maybe for this one, I don't want to put max length, and I don't want to put as required. I don't even want to put placeholder. Okay, just keep it simple because you already know about text box, right? So save this and let's look at the output. Okay, one done. Now, usually when you have a business, you already have your list of products. So you don't have to ask the user to actually type the product that they want. What they do is they choose from a given list. So how to create that list, that drop down list? So I'll show you now. Give some space. And for the list, for the person to choose which flower, so I'm going to put it as flower. This will be the label. This is going to be slightly long, so I'm going to put my ending paragraph tag to the bottom so that it'll make it clear for you to see. For a drop-down box, okay, a drop-down list, it is not input, it is select, because the person is going to select from the list. Give it a name. So maybe flowers. Close. And then close your select. This will be the drop down. But you need to give an option. You have to give some options for them to choose from. That one will be option. Okay, so the first option will be, let's say, rose. They can choose. Put in another option for them to choose from. Let's say lily. Let's give another option. Let's say daisy. Okay. So whatever that is in between the option here, the option tag, is what the user is going to see. If I refresh this, save this and refresh, this is what I will get. The first one is rose, the second one is lily, and daisy will be the last one. This is a drop-down list. And I choose one. Let's say, okay, let's say Daisy is the flower that majority of the users want to buy. Alright, so I want to choose this by default. So now if you see, if I refresh this form, right, rose will be the first. It will be seen as the first one. It goes according to the sequence. But now, even though the sequence is rose, lily and daisy, I want daisy to be shown here because that is the flower that everybody wants to buy. So how to actually set this? What you can do is, you can go to that particular option, go to the first option tag and put selected. That is how you choose an option by default. So now if I save and refresh this, daisy will be selected by default even though daisy is the third flower. Okay. So now there's another one. These items that you see over here, right, rose, lily and daisy is what appears here. Rose, lily, daisy. This is for the human. This is for the customer to see. But when you process the data from this form, you cannot process using this. If the computer wants to process your order, they have to extract the value in a different way, especially for your drop down. Here at your option, inside the option, you have to put value. And majority of the times, the value will be the same thing as what the user will see. So if rose is here, rose will be repeated inside. If here I put value, lily. Here I put the value as daisy. So you see repetition, but the repetition has a meaning. The one that is in black is the one that the humans will see. The ones in blue here is what the computer will extract whenever it wants to process your order. If you do not like the words to be repeated, you can change, no problem. Maybe for rose, I put a code. I put R. Can. For lily, I put it as L. For daisy, I put it as D. Make sure it is not repeated, meaning you cannot put another R. You cannot put another D. It must be unique. Okay, if you don't like it this way, you can put numbers as well. 1, 2, 3. To differentiate the type of flower. Do not put the same number. It's wrong. Okay, so now, how many stocks, how many flowers that you want to purchase? For that, I need a special element. So, put here, stocks. Stocks. Here, I put input. But the type is different. Type, I put it as number. Okay. I put minimum. A minimum value that a user can purchase, meaning 1, and max. A maximum value that a person can purchase. Maybe in my shop, they can only purchase up to 10 stocks. So I limit. Okay. And don't forget the name. So the name, I put it as flower quantity, short form, as long as I understand. Alright, so if I save this, I'll get this stocks. It looks like a text box, but if you put your cursor inside, you notice that there's an up arrow and a down arrow. You can actually click on it. Okay, refresh again. It starts from 1 because my min is 1. So as you go on clicking on the arrow, it'll go to 10 and I cannot click anymore. It doesn't allow me to proceed. Why? Because I've set a maximum value. If you did not set these two values, it's okay. I can go up as much as I want. I can go down as much as I want. It can go up to negative value. But in my case, I want to set a limit. So I just put it as min and max. Okay. So now, finally, we can put in the buttons. A form should have buttons, right? So what we do, again, I want to have 2 buttons. One is the submit button. Give it a name. And give it a value. Send order. And close your P. I have another button, the reset button. Okay, put in another button. Input type. This is the reset button. Careful with your spelling. Clear. And we are done. And finally, I can close my P. Okay, so this is my title, and then this is my form, and inside are all my elements. So save this, and I have this. Very simple.